Gone are the days when buying real estate was about just the fact that you could. Today, everybody who is buying into real estate is trying as much as possible to ensure that not only is their investment successful, but it is also as viable as possible. One of the best ways to ensure that you are investing in an asset that actually is going to be able to work for you, serve you, and pay you is to ensure that not only are you investing in a property that is in high demand, but it is also strategically located in a place where people would want to live. And if they don't initially want to live there, by the time they see this property, then they would feel inclined to be able to live there. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 tips through which it is that you can achieve this goal for yourself, even if you're just starting in real estate. The first thing to do would be to niche downwards. Now, niching may not necessarily be the word that you would expect to hear from me, but in honesty, the demand for property that is highest in demand currently, this is 2023, middle of the year, July going into August, is actually smaller apartments. Smaller apartments that people can actually afford. Because before, people were like, oh, I wanted a grand property. I wanted, something that was big. I wanted a whole house, a mansion, a duplex. But the current economic situation is not only making people to need to scale down on their desires financially, but also with their reality. My name is Lerato Lekena-Okoro. I'm a real estate broker and investment advocate based in Lagos, Nigeria, where I help middle-income earners such as yourself to make the most of their real estate investments. And if you're just joining this video, you just came across it, or you came across a friend that was watching it, we're talking about the 3 things that it is that you can and should do if you're looking to get into investing in real estate in Africa. Point number 2 will then be about ensuring you are getting into the investment at the best possible price. Now, pricing tends to be a dicey situation because people first come into this journey of investing in real estate with the mind of, oh, I'm going to beat the price down. There is almost no way that you can come in and beat the price down unless you have leverage. Leverage that you can have would include the fact that you are either buying more than one property, or you are paying in cash or in a less strict financial plan, which means that the developer is going to be getting much more cash in a shorter period of time. Those are 2 ways that are currently working that actually work for helping to ensure that you have leverage when you go into negotiations for property. Another way that actually works would be the fact that you are saying that you are going to take the property as a carcass. Now, if you are one of those people that are maybe you're into development or your business is within the sphere of interior design and things like that, maybe this would be an option for you, because that means that you are going to be able to have a savings in terms of retrofitting the property. But if you're a one-person investor and you're just looking to get started with this and you're working, you have a lot of businesses that are going, chances are that this is not going to be a viable process or solution for you to take advantage of. So for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to talk too much about that, but at least I have mentioned it. The third way it is that you should ensure that your investment property is the best option for you, or it's going to work for you really sustainably, is to ensure that when you are buying the property, you are actually also buying a property that its use case can be remodified. Let me explain. So if you had invested in property in, say, the year 2020, 2021, when short-let as a business was thriving, you would probably have also got it into property investing, and you would have started with a short-let. Now, come 2023, where there is more competition, there is hyperinflation, like it's super high. And cost of operating and managing a service department can be going through the roof, especially in instances where you are then living within a serviced complex, that there weren't factors that were built into the services that allowed for flexibility to ensure that bills don't come and hold you, as the owner of the property. Now, properties like that do exist. People that have invested in properties like that do exist. And today, what is happening to them is that some of them are finding it more difficult to transition those properties from fixed short lets into something else that can work for them. Now, you might be wondering, what are the options that exist for somebody who has a property that was initially built, designed, set up for short let, and what are the options for that person being able to transition into a different model of rental income earning? Now, one way that we have found currently and we're using that is working is the fact that you move away from being a typical short let to actually putting your property out on a monthly rental. Now, this is it. There are people that come into Lagos for work. They may be in town for 2-3 weeks, and taking a short let is too expensive. There are people that are going to come into town and they're here. Maybe it's a one person, it's a wife or it's a husband who has recently been relocated into town to work, and they don't want to have to come and do the whole, process and setup of an apartment from scratch. And they would rather say, I'm not sure how long work is going to keep me here, so I would rather take an apartment that is furnished and live in it and pay on a monthly basis. There are people like that. That's another option for you. And what that does is that it takes away the responsibility of having to consistently look for tenants, look for clients that are going to come and use your space or use your place. And it ensures that at least you are taking rent, you're still earning rent, you're still getting paid from your property. Now remember, when you have a property, especially an investment property, there are minimum of 2 ways it is that you can earn money off of it. One will be the rent, 2 would be the value appreciation, and the third one that is not always so common in Nigeria because there's this fear around leveraging the property would be the fact that you are going to be taking equity out of your property, which means that you are probably staking your property up for financing where you are then using the property as collateral and you are getting money that it is you could use to do something else and all. Now, these are ways that you can make money from real estate, but the truth of the matter is that not all of these options are necessarily being used. People today are honing in on things that are more sure, and yes, rent is definitely one of them, but the way in which it is that we are going into the rental process of making money is what it is that currently has to change because times are changing. Now, if you've watched this video and you have found any of the information that is in it to be useful, viable, relevant to what it is that your interests are or your goals are as somebody who is either looking to get started in real estate or you are already invested in real estate, I'd really like to hear from you. Tell me what it is that you think about the video. Comment below. Make your comments help to give me direction of what it is that you want to be able to see, what it is that you want to know more of, and what it is that you want us to talk about. Because even though I'm the one creating the content, I'm actually creating it for you. Because my goal is to help you succeed better and be a much smarter real estate property investor so that you also can earn more money and live the life that is that you have wished and dreamed of. Once again, my name is Lerato Lekena-Okoro. I'm a realtor and investment broker based in Lagos, Nigeria. Until next time when another video is going to drop, adios.